budget. If the budget committee is doing that, terrific. I have already acknowledged that the work by the budget committee, as I'm sure it's comprehensive. I'm sure it's repetitive and redundant. I'm not suggesting otherwise. I'm not suggesting that the staff is coming in unilaterally and proposing a budget without any input at all. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I think the record shows that that's not what I've said. I've acknowledged over and over again that there is good work by the budget committee. But the budget committee is not the city council. It's an advisory committee.
Right, exactly. You got it.
Joe?
So what's the problem?
You're the
There's
man.
not. Let's move on.
Joe, no, the only reason I brought it up is because I would like to invite, I think that tonight you voiced some very, how can I say, interesting, strong opinions. And I'd like to see how we. Yeah, I imagine that. That how we could implement those into making what we do better. Because that's what we're all here for, right? We're leaders. We want to lead. We want to make things better. We want to make a better quality of life, spend our money more responsibly, whatever we can do. So my question or my challenge to you then would be, as we go through this next year and we go through the hearings, let's look at what you're talking about. Let's see the Joe vision, okay, if we could. In a real concise manner, let's see Joe vision.
They like special glasses.
Okay?
I like that.
I mean, if I have to wear 3D glasses, I might even do it. But no, that's what I'd like to, I mean, I really think that all of us should feel part of this process. And I can't imagine a more delectable moment than these types of moments when we're all discussing. And because I think that is just uber important.
I feel very, very part of this process.
Good.
Don't get me wrong. I don't feel alienated or excluded from this process. I think the process is very abbreviated, and I don't believe it is comprehensive enough in terms of each and every department. Moreover, I don't believe there's been adequate discussion by this council.
Joe, your mic.
On essential priorities.
Can you turn your microphone on?
On what the essential priorities of this city council are.
Okay.
I just don't believe that discussion has taken place. I don't mean to offend any of you
No,
by
you're not.
saying that. But it seems rather clear that I am, and
No, you're
I
not.
don't quite understand why.
We want the best.
Joe,
Go ahead.
I think it occurs. So,
Okay.
yeah.
The words of my fellow council member Reddington, well said. And you can't be a part of it, Joe.
Excuse me?
I mean-
can't?
You can. I said be a part. I mean,
No, I already said I feel part of the process. I didn't say that I don't feel part of the process. I'm simply articulating a different point of view with respect to what this process should look like. I'm not here complaining that I'm not part of it. I'm sorry that I gave you that impression. I just happen to believe that the process could be different and perhaps
again-
more comprehensive.
And why did you
and-
bring that up on the last night of the whole budget schedule? We had
No,
all
I-
these
I
reviews,
brought
all these
that up-
closed
I
sessions.
brought that up 2 weeks ago. Tonight's
Well,
the
okay,
last night.
okay. Why did you just bring it up two weeks ago when we've been going through this process for the last 6 months?
Well, I had to bring it up at some point, so I brought it up at the last meeting.
Well, again,
I
as
mean,
we
I
go.
didn't, as I said, I think I was pretty clear in my comments. They weren't intended to condemn you, Mr. Mayor. I'm sorry that you're so offended by it.
I'm not
I
offended.
just, well, clearly you are. And it just seems to me that as an individual council member, I have a prerogative to comment on the budget process at any point in which I would choose to do so.
Absolutely, and you have
I
an
did that
opportunity
2
to
weeks
comment
ago.
on the budget itself anytime we go through this process, especially those quarterly reviews that we're now
That's right.
formalizing.
But
And
it's- but
encourage
Joe-
you to
But
do
you know,
that.
the bottom line, though, is if you look at the record, we have been discussing, we have had, this isn't the first time. This last meeting was not the first time I objected to the issue with respect to our law enforcement. If you go back and you look at our meetings in May,
Right.
I was essentially making the same point.
Yeah, we know that, and we actually already had a hearing on that contract in May. So
Joe?
that was done in May. You're right, we did that in May.
That's right.
And you made those comments then.
That's right.
Okay.
So I didn't wait
So
till the- I
I
didn't
think
wait
we're
till the
gonna,
last minute.
I think we're gonna
One
have
more
to,
thing, can
gonna
I
have to
just say
wrap
one?
this discussion
Can I
up.
say one more thing? One more
there-
thing. And let, Joe, you go first. You go
okay,
first.
I'd just like to say that through our discussion tonight, I think our process is going to be better, and I think we're starting to repeat ourselves, and
Yeah.
I'd like to go home.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the thing is I think it's important that while you comment, that we also hear Joe Vision and we get contribution. And that's what I'm asking for, is
I'll work
contribution.